Thompson, and I've been using Facebook to grow my businesses since 2010. And over those years, I have learned what works on Facebook, what does not work on Facebook. And I've kind of created some go-to posts that work for any local business on Facebook. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you here in this Facebook Post Success Guide. So now you already have the guide. You can follow along with this video. But what I'm going to be doing is just kind of scrolling through, and I'm going to be pointing out some, we're going to kind of flesh some of these ideas out a little bit. We'll put it that way. So that you have a better understanding of what this guide is telling you. And then we're going to look at, well, first we're going to look at the 6 things to stop doing, then the 6 things to start doing. And then I'm going to show you and kind of talk you through the 8 examples, different post type examples that I share here in this guide. So let's just jump right into it. All right, first of all, let's talk about what you need to stop doing on Facebook. These are fatal flaws. These are mistakes that I see so many small business owners make, that is absolutely destroying their chance of success on Facebook. And by success, what I mean by that is actually getting engagement on your post, getting people to view your post, getting people to like, comment, and even more important, getting people to reach out, to want to know more, to want to visit, to want to buy from you, to want to set an appointment, whatever your business does in order to take people to that next level and actually turn them into a customer or client. That is success on Facebook. And that's where I want to get you to. None of this, making a post and no likes, no comments, it's just crickets. We want to actually see real results. So these 6 things I see absolutely killing results on Facebook. So let's go through those. So number 1, stop putting a link on your post. Facebook doesn't want its users to leave the platform, so it suppresses posts with links. So if you're putting a link to to your website, to maybe a calendar where they can, schedule a time and date to meet with you, all of those links are actually suppressing the post that they're attached to. So when you make a post with a link, Facebook looks at that and says, gee, if somebody sees this post, they might click that link. And we don't want them to, because we want them to stay on Facebook. We don't want them going off of Facebook. We don't want them leaving Facebook, right? They want Facebook to be sticky. They want their users to stay there. So it's not like it will show it to 0 people, but it will suppress the amount of people that will actually see the post. Now, the upside of this is it's not actually that helpful to put links in posts in the first place. Usually they're seen as salesy and pushy. And I'll see businesses just plastering their link everywhere. Like the only thing that was keeping somebody from buying from them was the lack of a link. That's simply not true. So keeping your links off, 1, is going to help your post go out to more people. But 2, it's going to help you not be so salesy in the post. And we're going to talk about being salesy here in a minute. But a link is automatically like a, hey, do business with me, do business with me. And that's not a good look on social media. So we want to avoid that. Number 2, uploading albums. You have a new product. You maybe had an event, you took a whole bunch of pictures, and you're just uploading all of those pictures at once. Maybe you just finished a job and you took 6 pictures of that job and you're uploading all of those pictures at once. I have found that when you upload an album, people tend to skip over it unless it's something very, very personal. So if I'm at a party and a friend of mine posts pictures of that party, I will click through to see if I'm there. Right? I have a cousin who takes her baby on all these adventures. She uploads albums and I want to see her baby, right? But when it comes to something like a business, I really don't need to see all the pictures from your event or party. I don't know any of those people. I really don't need to see every single angle of your product. So I'll tend to skip through them fairly quickly. And what's worse is rather than having one good picture, I'm seeing lots of little pictures, and I may not even be sure what I'm seeing pictures of. And usually people are not going to stop to investigate that, especially if it's a business posting. So you get all these small pictures, they're cut off in weird ways. You upload 6 product photos, and every single one of them has the product cut off in a weird way. And I'm going to tend to just scroll right through and skip those pictures. So avoid posting albums as much as possible. There is a time and place for albums, but as a general rule, don't upload all your pictures at once. If you got 7 really great pictures of an event, there's potentially 7 different posts in those pictures. You do not have to post them all at once. Number 3, hashtags on Facebook. This is controversial. I have had people call me out and tell me that I do not know what I'm talking about on here, but I'm telling you, I have done the research. I have seen other social media, quote unquote, gurus talk about hashtags on Facebook. And yes, use them. Facebook wants you to use them. And it's true that Facebook wants you to use them. However, when I dig into it, because I'm all about hacking, like what is the most beneficial thing that I can do? How can I get found more? How can I get found in places that I wouldn't have been found before? How can I get in front of my exact target market? And so when I investigate how Facebook actually uses hashtags, they're absolutely completely worthless. Now, they are great on Instagram. You can still use hashtags on Instagram, and I encourage you to use hashtags on Instagram. The reason why they're not helpful on Facebook is that nobody can follow a hashtag on Facebook, meaning you can't click on a hashtag and then say, ooh, I like this subject. Hey, Facebook, show me more of these in my feed. The other thing is because there's so many different account types. There's personal accounts and there's business accounts. And then, they're looking at hashtags on videos and hashtags on images and hashtags on text only posts. And so some random person could have a hashtag that is something similar to what you would use, and their content has nothing to do with that hashtag at all. So if you ever click on a hashtag on Facebook, you'll find it takes you almost to like the worst. It's the worst. It is the worst. It's just not part of the culture. And Facebook, it's just not really built to handle hashtag searches. They keep trying to push it, and I keep waiting for them to actually fix the problems that they have with the hashtags, and it's not solving it. So is there harm in putting hashtags on? Maybe they don't do any good, but is there harm in hashtags? And I would say that there is. When you put hashtags on a post, one, it screams, I'm a business and I'm screaming for your attention. 2, it can look very spammy. Pay attention to posts you see in your newsfeed because they're highlighted blue. It gives this spammy look to the post that you don't get on Instagram. And number 3, I mean, at best, you are sending people away from your post. If somebody does click on the hashtag, nobody can follow the hashtag, so you don't get benefits of that. But if somebody clicks on a hashtag on your post, then they're leaving your post to look at other posts, which is a crappy feed in the first place. So if you're using Meta to schedule your posts and you're posting things out to Instagram and Facebook at the same time, there's a little toggle switch that says, make custom content for Facebook and Instagram. Choose that and only put your hashtags on Instagram. If it was harmless, no big deal, but I don't think it's harmless. Our research has shown that it's probably not harmless and it's definitely not helpful. Just leave them off Facebook altogether. Number 4, memes and inspirational quotes and the you never know how far you can fly until you take the leap, or a funny meme of a kitten falling asleep on top of a refrigerator, whatever it is. While it seems like, hey, I'm providing inspiration or maybe a few laughs, we have found that it causes people to either ignore your content, which is going to kill you with the algorithm. So you're getting less engagement on your content. So Facebook thinks that people just don't like what you're posting, so it shows it to fewer people. So it either gets that, and inspirational quotes, 100%. Go back and look at all the inspirational quotes you've posted and look at the amount of engagement you've gotten on those. Is it substantial amount of engagement? Probably not. I would almost be willing to bet money on that. Memes, on the other hand, can get quite a bit of engagement, but if it's not associated with your business, it can get very much the wrong kind of engagement. You could actually go viral with a meme, and you'd go viral for super wrong reasons and attract exactly the wrong people to your page. They're not there to learn more about your business. They're like, tell a joke, funny man, right? They're just there for you to entertain them. That's not where you want to find yourself on your business page. So avoid memes and inspirational quotes. They can attract exactly the wrong people. Number 5, creating graphics on Canva. So 90 to 95% of the time, you do not need to create a graphic. You don't need a flyer. You don't need a fancy little announcement announcing your grand opening or anything like that. There's a couple of times where Canva is helpful to create, like a before and after type of graphic, or even just to put some text on your image itself, just on top of it, like grand opening on top of an image of your store right before opening, right? What I see is people using all these backgrounds and stickers and all this fancy graphics. I see business owners here locally that are using graphics that are so bad that I think it is actually hurting their business. If you are not a graphic designer, avoid Canva. Even if you are a graphic designer, you're going to get a lot more engagement on a simple image, a picture, a photo from your phone, all by itself with no fancy graphics included on it, than you are with those fancy graphics, because it looks like a real person is using Facebook and not a business. Graphics scream, I'm a business and I'm advertising. A photo says, I'm a real person and I'm sharing my story. And on social media, that's so much more powerful. So try to avoid Canva and other image editing softwares like that, like the plague. And only if you absolutely have to, like a before and after type image. And number 6, another big mistake I see people making on Facebook is being salesy, selling. Facebook is social. The more salesy you are, the more you will turn customers away. When you say, buy from me, 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 eventually they're like, you need to stop. I'm not going to buy from you. Or I'm just going to simply ignore you. I compare it to going to like a social kind of in-person networking event, and you have a pen for sale, and you're walking up to everybody and you're shoving the pen in their face and saying, I have a pen for sale. 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 It's going to turn everybody off, and you're unlikely to make that sale when everybody there is ignoring you. But if you talk to people and engage, and you ask them what business they're in, and they ask you what business you're in, and then they lean in and say, oh, really? You sell pens? What kind of pens, right? The whole point of social media is to get them to lean into you and ask additional questions. They need to feel like they've discovered you, that they found you, not that you are pursuing them. Now, there is a place for advertising on social media. And, we teach all about how to do that with making offers, giving things away for free, doing giveaways, that sort of thing. But your everyday organic posts should just be about informing people, connecting with people, building a know, like, and trust with your audience, so that they feel comfortable to lean in and ask you, hey, what is this thing that you're doing? It works like a charm. We've had people be so skeptical, and then we would give them a post to make. They'd post it, and they're like, I just got 4 calls off of this post, where they were making 0 sales from Facebook beforehand. It sounds counterintuitive, but you got to stop selling if you want to sell on Facebook. Okay, so now let's talk about some of the things that you do want to do. One really good photo, right? So we're going to stop uploading albums. We're going to stop using Canva. We're going to use one great photo that makes the viewer stop and look. The purpose of the photo is to get the user on the other end, as they're scrolling, to stop their scroll and want to read the text area. Okay, that is the purpose of the photo, is to get them to stop the scroll, go, wow, cool, what is that? Huh, that's neat. look at that person. What's their story, right? Get them to stop so that they then read the text area. Okay. And this is why we don't want to put all that text on the photo, because that is a scroll past. It's very difficult to read a lot of text on a photo or in a graphic. What we want to do is have a great looking photo that then makes them want to read the text. If you have 15 great photos, that can be 15 different posts. You do not have to upload them all at the same time. Very, very rarely should you ever post more than one photo at a time. Okay. Even if you're doing a before and after, you should be creating a graphic that says before and after, and you're uploading one image, not two separate images that you're hoping will look okay together on the page. You got to be more, plan that out a little bit better so that it looks okay. Okay. So one good photo at a time. The caption area, the text area needs to be compelling and interesting. Too many times I see people upload a photo with no context whatsoever. There's no story there. It's, sometimes I'll see like realtors will post a picture of a couple next to a sold sign and then say like another happy customer. Well, that's not very compelling. I might stop because I'm seeing the couple and then it says another happy customer. But if you tell the story of that couple, they're moving here from, up north. Let's say you're a realtor in Florida. They always dreamed of living in Florida and wanted to escape the Minnesota winters. And, we looked around and we found the perfect house for them. So excited to welcome them to Florida. And I just know they're going to love it here. Right now, that's a bit more of a story than just like sold, right? So make your captions interesting, tell stories, bring people in, allow us to kind of live vicariously in your business with you. Number 3, videos work great. If you can, instead of taking a photo, take a short video. Do that from time to time. That doesn't mean that you should always use video. There are some people that respond better to photos and others that respond better to video. It's good to mix it up. That being said, I do not recommend for local businesses for you to use Reels, Reels, Reels. Facebook's going to say, hey, you want to post this as a Reel? This is a short video. Reels get distributed nationwide and they can go viral very easily. And what happens when a reel goes viral very easily and it gets 1 million views, you're going to end up with a ton of followers to your page that do not live in your local area and cannot and will never be customers of yours. Now, if there is a national component to your business, maybe you have a website, you sell stuff locally, but you also sell it on the website, then I would say in that case, you could use Reels. But it can actually be a very bad thing to go viral. And in this case, with a local business specifically, I don't say this for all business types, but for a local business, a Reel can actually ruin the algorithm for you on your page and almost make it that you have to start over. Maybe you've been using Reels and you haven't gone viral yet. Good for you. If you have gone viral, you're probably getting less distribution of your posts because of that viral reel, because of what happened there. So be careful with that. I do not recommend Reels, but you can upload just a video to Facebook. Post every day. If you skip a day here and there, it's not like the world's going to fall apart, but getting in the habit of posting every single day is going to get you in a good habit of being continuously in front of your audience. You're going to remember to make your posts. You can schedule them in advance. A lot of my clients will do 7 days worth of posts in advance, 1 day a week. So that's perfectly fine. You can post more than once a day, but make sure the content is still interesting. And if you don't, whatever result you're getting with 1 post a day, you don't really get double the result with 2 posts a day, right? So there is some diminishing returns there. But if you're every day, you're at about the maximum result you're going to get before you start getting the diminishing returns. So make plan, post every day. Not every follower sees every post. I see people worried about, like, if I post all the time, I'm going to aggravate them. They followed your page for a reason. They should want to see things from you. And if they're super active on your page, they're going to see more of your posts. If they're not, they'll see a more random assortment of your posts. You know, only those who interact with all your posts are going to see them every single day. And they're not even on Facebook a lot of people aren't even on Facebook every single day. So don't worry about that part. All right, number 5, stay on topic. Stay on topic means stay on the topic of your business, right? So I mentioned over here in memes and inspirational quotes, you're attracting people to your page that are not necessarily people who want to buy from you. I call that kind of getting friend zoned. You don't want anything that you post to your page take them off the topic of your page. So for example, if you were going to post about your vacation on your business page, you would tie that to your business and say, I love that I have my own business and that I have the support of my community. We've been here for 5 years. You guys have been amazing. You know, we had a really busy Christmas season, so we decided to take the kids to Cancun for a week or whatever it is, right? I don't know if you take kids to Cancun, but we're taking the kids to Cancun for a week, and here is us, you know, on a cruise ship or whatever it is. We had a great time. Thank you, everybody. And we'll be back refreshed and ready to do X again, right? So that's keeping the post on the topic of your business and not just saying me and my family on vacation. Okay. And number 6, create a good mix. So a lot of business owners get stuck posting the same kind of content over and over and over again. Usually it's something very promotional. They can only think of 1 or 2 kinds of pieces of content. But you want to make sure that's a mix. I call it like a roller coaster, right? So there's got to be ups and downs and spins and arounds and all of that in order to keep their interest on your page. So you don't want them getting used to the same sort of content, because then they'll get bored with it, which means they'll engage less with it, which means the algorithm's going to show your post to fewer and fewer and fewer people. So you got to keep a mix. So let's talk about that mix. So these are the posts to make. These are power posts, right? These are power post categories. So each one of these categories, there's many different types of posts you can make under these categories. But I've taken all the best posts that tend to work the absolute best that you know, over the last 14 years of experience. I'm like, these are the ones that work, and I categorize them. Now we're going to go through these real quick, but just note that some of these overlap. So I may give an example and you'll say, yeah, but isn't that kind of also this sort of post? Yes, there is some overlap, but these categories help you kind of think in different directions about, you know, how to talk about your business and your products. Okay, so number 1, engagement games. I love engagement games. You don't want to overuse these. You know, 4 or so of them a month is a good idea. So on this case, because again, you overuse them, people start to get bored with them. This was a groomer, and we just said on a scale of 1 to 10, how cute is this poodle? If you are getting no engagement on your page and you have the ability to do a scale of 1 to 10 type post, it is going to get engagement without a doubt. So this post for him did really, really well. People were like saying, oh, it's a 100, it's on 1,000. And it really got people paying attention to the image. Look, one good image of a pup. Scale of 1 to 10, how cute is this poodle? It's an easy answer for them to answer. So that's engagement games, is any kind of post that is asking for a response from the audience, but it's easy to answer. So scale of 1 to 10, describe this in 1 word. There's a whole bunch of them that you can do, but this is a good one to go and try on your page now. If you're a landscaper, then you could say scale of 1 to 10, how much do you love this makeover that we just did? Or how much do you love this particular plant? Or scale of 1 to 10, how beautiful is this bathroom if you're a bathroom remodeler? And you can describe it a little bit more. You can say scale of 1 to 10 and then talk a little bit about the owner and of the dog and the dog's personality, or what you did in the bathroom transformation, or, you know, you can give a little bit more context. Number 2, product or service focus. So the thing that you actually deliver, it's good to talk about it and explain what you offer. You know, the things that you talk to somebody about on a sales call, or if they're coming into your location and asking questions, what kinds of questions are coming up all the time about your product and service, and or service. and explain, or what is your sales pitch? You can take bits and pieces of your sales pitch and put it here. So in this case, this is a landscaper. She said, we've been getting a lot of questions about our lawn care packages lately, so we thought we'd break it down for you real quick. Here's the lowdown. And she goes through her packages, right? So if somebody was like, they might be expensive, I might not be able to afford them, I'm not sure what services they offer, they can actually read this. She did a selfie of herself with the number 4 up. Selfies are fantastic, especially if you don't have a very visual business. If you don't have cute puppies like this one over here, selfies work really, really, really well. So this is anything product, service, you talk about that. So number 3 is behind the scenes. This is the groomer again. So he's just showing himself working on stuff there at the grooming salon. He said, a real family operation here. My father took a quick picture of me editing some videos to post with my son Nikolai while my wife was making pet treats with our daughter Amelia. So all of it's tied to the business, but it's personal, right? And it's showing behind the scenes and, things that the customer doesn't normally see. I like showing tools, showing your workspace, showing how I saw one guy actually showed how they keep their appointments in order, their little appointment clipbook that actually did really well. So all the things that the customer doesn't normally see in your business, do those in behind the scenes. All right, so they get to know you, they get to like you. This also applies to your staff. So introducing yourself, telling some things about yourself, and again, tying it into the business. So this is Lawn Care Company. Everyone join me in welcoming Jerry to our 116 family. He's joined Devin on our landscaping crew and comes to us with years of experience in the landscaping industry. Has already been a huge asset to our team. So she's just doing an introduction and talking about him a little bit, fleshing it out and not making it just like, hey, everybody, welcome Jerry to our family. She's talking about him and why she's excited to have him there. So things that allow, so you can see this behind the scenes was a little bit of like as well. But things about you, your family, why you started the business, what you love about running your business. This is where selfies or pictures of the family or employees work really, really well here. Next, we have frequently asked questions. So again, this is kind of similar to what she did up here with the product service focus. But frequently asked questions, any question people are asking about your product, service, you. It could be specifically about, let's say it's landscaping. How short should I cut my lawn? Right? That's a question that they get all the time. And so, or how short do you cut my lawn? Right? And so they'll answer that and why. So in this one of our most common questions we get at 118. This is a remodeling business. How long will my remodel take? While each project is unique, we pride ourselves in giving accurate timelines and staying on schedule. Here's how we do it. I love that. So again, write down questions that you're getting from people and answer those questions. It's a great way to create new content and then match it up with a really great picture. In this case, it's hard to take a picture of how long will my remodel take. So he's got a picture of himself in here, which I think is fantastic. And you can see there's some construction happening there. It could be a picture of a remodel midway, anything to draw the eye and get them to stop the scroll. Affinity is fun. It can be a little bit tough. You don't want to overuse affinity. Now, in the example that I grabbed here, he does a lot of affinity. So this is a weatherman in Florida. And he posts a lot of memes, but the memes always connect with Florida and usually something about the temperature in Florida because he's a weatherman in Florida. So what affinity means is making posts that you and your followers have in common that you're interested in. So he's interested in weather and he's from Florida, and the people following his page are interested in weather and they're from Florida, right? This could be if you are a car detailer, you're posting really cool pictures or information about cars, right? Everybody's super into cars. If you're a groomer, these would be dog memes. It doesn't even have to be a dog grooming meme, but it's on the subject of your business. You're not posting, I wouldn't post this to a dog grooming business or to the landscaping business or to the construction business, even though all three of them are in Florida, right? This belongs on his page because he's the weather guy. So it's finding what you have in common. Now, if you say, okay, this construction guy, what does he have in common with people that people are passionate about, that's fun? Probably not a lot, but he is from Florida. So he could kind of combine affinity with no like and show his family. The landscaper here, she does this a lot. She'll say, we're taking the weekend off to take the kids to Clam Pass for the day. We absolutely love living in Florida. Right. So she's talking about, hey, this is our day off of work, the work we do where we mow lawns, etc. And now our family is going to go somewhere that you've probably been before as well, and showing pictures of that. We had a caterer did a really good one where she was like, we've been working hard all week long, making sure you guys have everything. So we're going to treat ourselves and we're going to go get XYZ ice cream. And they had a picture of themselves in front of the ice cream shop. And other people are like, oh, I love that ice cream shop. That's affinity. It's basically saying, I'm like you and you're like me. We are similar. We're into the same things. We know some of the same things. Okay. Customer focus. So this is where you're going to introduce your audience to your customer and, things that your customers have had to say about you, stories about your customers. You can do reviews like this one here, where you screenshot a review and then post it to the page. So you can say, thank you to our amazing clients. I would thank this client specifically versus then, just a general thank you to our amazing clients, but thank you to this person. We really loved working with you. You can tell a story of a problem that the customer was having and how you solved that problem for them. There's a lot of different stories you can tell about your customers when you do a customer focused post. I love pictures of the customer themselves as much as you can, potentially, in front of the work that you did for them, or with you shaking your hand, etc., looking at the camera, smiling. That works really, really well. And then finally, trust. Why should I trust you? Why should I hire you versus everybody else? So in this post, he's actually informing them, say goodbye to sinking pavers. We use hydrofill techniques that ensure sand fills every gap, providing long-lasting stability. Unlike others who simply sweep it in, our method withstands Florida's harsh weather, keeping your pavers in place and looking great. So now I can have trust that he's doing something that other companies are not doing. Okay. Trust can also be showing different certifications that you have or education that you have. It could be warning people against problems. It could be warning them against unscrupulous other contractors. So there's a lot you could do with these trust posts that make people trust you, either more than the competition or just in general that you have the correct knowledge and skills to actually do the job well. So that's a quick rundown through those 8 post ideas and the stop doings and start doings. Please, 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 if nothing else, definitely follow these top 6 here. Stop doings and the start doings, and then start incorporating these other post types into your social media, and you are going to start seeing real results, which is likes, comments, and actual calls, inquiries, and foot traffic to your local business.